Initiating data breach. Hacking algorithms integrated.
Hi, I'm Will Overton, and I was art director on Perfect Dark Zero. One visual influence for PDZ was Captain Scarlet. It summed up what the art team and I were aiming for: a realistic yet fantastical world for a broad audience, a game that was a shooter for gamers of all ages. Making Joanna younger gave the team a level of freedom to explore her character. The team concluded that Joanna needed to display more personality, to be more than just bondy and cool. She would be talented but flawed, hot-headed and eager to get involved, eventually maturing as the story progressed. The team went through lots of ideas and designs for Joanna's outfits. I was keen that, as a character, she would be recognisable in lots of different costumes, and at one point hairstyles. Joanna's civilian attire was the trickiest, creating a casual outfit for a young woman set in the near future. You're doomed before you start, so I played it safe with combat trousers and a star vest and avoided anything too contemporary. For Joanna's suited costume, I ditched the chrome plating and tidied up her appearance. The new design aimed to get across a feeling of rebellious, untamed youth. Mayhem remained an uncomplicated character. She was a femme fatale, complete with silly name and a score to settle. Initially, I was adamant that she should not be over-sexualised, but eventually the archetype shone through and Mayhem retained her slinky design. Her final cyborg form was very much a late addition when the team began to ramp up the outlandishness of some of the characters. At this stage of the project, the team had decided that the characters should fit strong archetypes. Zhang Li is a traditional villain, a rich industrialist running organised crime across the world. His Chinese style can be traced back to the worlds of Fu Manchu and Iron Man's The Mandarin. His design was an attempt to mix the shapes and sizes of the game's characters. The idea of giving Zhang Li a wasting disease was to give him a reason for his actions. His motivation was to try and cure himself, not just to rule the world. Perfect Dark Zero's sense of scope meant that every level needed to be different. Joanna travelled the world, and originally went off-world to an orbiting space prison. The story was told on a global scale, with different locations to explore and infiltrate. Skidar didn't feature in PDZ, but the team did try to hint at some alien presence. I very quickly did some hieroglyph designs to put on a temple wall, but they ended up everywhere, from magazines to the code cards that came with the special edition, and even Zhang Li's sword at the end of the game. During the game's story, Joanna has to play a virtual reality FPS game against Mayhem called Deathmatch. This is also the game's multiplayer arena mode. The team wanted to tie the two together so they felt part of the same universe. While many of the guns in PDZ were tried and trusted favourites, there was still a chance to have fun with some of the more fantastical weapons and gadgets. I mostly stayed away from the guns, but there were some unexpected designs, like the Shrimp Jack mind control pistol. This would shoot a small electronic shrimp at an enemy that would bury itself in their ear and allow them to be controlled from a distance. The Shrimp Jack eventually became the Psychosis gun in the final game. Perfect Dark Zero took 5 years to make and managed to span 3 different consoles. I'm happy that I got the experience, and it's great to see the game get a new lease of life 10 years on.
Analysis complete. Terminating link.